Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 62nd episode of the Zicast. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Zayaks, and today I'm joined by journalist Rocco Di Carlo.
Oh! It's so official.
It is so
That's
official.
nice.
I'd like to shout out Alex Bean for technical directions today. Bean! Yeah, even though you can't see him, he's here in our hearts, helping out the Zicast.
And in front of us.
And in front of us.
Hi guys, you can't see me.
Yep.
What's up?
What's up? So, Rocco, I think you know a bit about the Zicast. I interview my friends to get to know them better, and I'm
I know the
excited
Zicast.
to get to learn more about you. So how about you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name is Rocco Di Carlo. I'm 20 years old. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I'm 20. That's it.
That's it.
And I walk up and leave.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
kind of aura.
What?
But-
I'm aura farming over
Aura
here.
farming
so
on the Zicast.
far away from you.
Okay. So, where are you from, Rocco?
I'm from, so when I meet people, I say I'm from Albany, New York, because, like, that's what people know because it's the capital. And then if they know where Albany is, I'm like, well, I'm really from Troy, New York, which is, like, a half an hour from Vermont. And I'm still, like, 10, 15 minutes away from Troy. I'm technically in the city. Whoa. Speaking, I'm technically in the city of Troy, but I'm really from like a small town named Brunswick. So I'm from Brunswick, New York, which is like 25, 30 minutes away from Bennington, Vermont. Yeah.
City of Troy. So, like
City.
Brad Pitt.
I'm Brad. You're interviewing Brad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, we really made it, guys.
Yeah.
And you and I both go to Quinnipiac University.
We do.
You're a journalism student.
I am.
So how about we get into that, and how about you tell us where your interest in journalism stems from? Where it stems from.
Well, I wanted to be a theater major. I wanted to do acting before I came, and then my family is like, that can't be your major because you need to do something else. Like if that doesn't work out, you can't fall back on theater because it's like it's a difficult business, theater and acting, things like that. So I'm a theater minor still, which is nice. I'm taking 3 drama classes this semester. It's really enjoyable. And I'm a journalism major, as you just said. I originally was a film major.
Really?
Because I still wanted to be a part of film in some way, like acting and such. But I realized I wanted to be more like on camera, so that's where I switched to journalism because I wanted to do broadcasting, and I like soccer a lot. I like basketball a lot, a little bit more of soccer. But so I want to do broadcasting. Want to be a broadcast analyst. Yeah.
Interesting. And I know that reminds me, you're also part of the singing group QU Legends. If I'm not mistaken.
I am a part of the Legends. Yeah.
You're a legend. Tell us a bit about that.
I'm a legend. Oh my God. It's crazy. Like, so obviously you come in, there's like the engagement fair, and I was like, oh my God, let me go look around as a freshman because like things are new. Like, this is a cool place, cool campus. You walk in the quad, go meet people, things like that. I walk up to the Ocapella table, and I was like, whoa, what's this? Like, this is cool. I sign up. What was it? It's Labor Day right in the beginning of the year, right? So I scheduled my audition, and I scheduled it on Labor Day, but I was like, no, there can't be auditions on Labor Day. Like, it's a holiday. So it must be on Tuesday. And they thought I just, like, skipped my audition, and I ghosted them, but no. I was like, oh, holiday. They're not having actual auditions. But then I was like, they emailed me, and I was like, oh, my bad. Let me sign up again. I'll go Tuesday. And then got callbacks, got in, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. Never did I realize, like, how much work and how much we really do. So 3 times a week, on Tuesday, Thursday, from 9:30 to 11:30, we have practice. And then on Sunday, from 4 to 6, we have practice, which, like, is a lot. And especially after, like, a long day, it's a lot. But then you realize, like, why it's a lot. And I didn't realize, like, how good the Legends were because I was like, oh, yeah, pitch perfect. This is cool. And it's really funny because I didn't know when joining the acapella group, but, like, the ICCAs that are a part of Pitch Perfect, like in the movie, the place where they go perform, like basically battle against each other and like see who's the best singing group. We do that and we go, and I don't know how long ago it was, 2 weeks ago, I'd say, we came first in the quarterfinals in Hartford. So that was cool. And it's so much. We had the semifinals in the March 30th. I think I'm wrong. If I'm butchering any of this and there's like a Legends member watching this, I'm so sorry. Because like I'm not like an e-board member or anything. I don't want to get anything wrong, but I'm doing to the best of my ability. Okay. So we go to semis and it's like the people are crazy. Like it's taken so seriously, which like obviously in retrospect to be like, yeah, why wouldn't it? Like this is like their sport, so why wouldn't it be taken seriously? But in my mind, I was like, oh, we're just singing, like we're just having fun. Like we had to come back the Thursday before break ended, and so Thursday it was like 5-day week because we had Martin Luther King Day on the Monday. So Thursday was 3:30 to 11:30. That was our first practice. Next day 3:30 to 11:30, and then it was like 8, 9, 10-hour days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it's just choreography, singing. It's so much. And I was oh my God. Like I never thought like I'd be doing this much. It was insane. Because when you join an acapella group, you're like, I just repeating myself. But I'm like, yeah, this is like, it's just gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time. It's serious. And like at the end of the day, I'm glad it's serious because it paid off because like we did well in the competition. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I love it. I joined freshman year. I took a year off just because like I was doing a lot, and like obviously I told you how taxing it is, like how many hours we do. And I did club soccer for a year, which I really enjoyed. I loved it. Obviously, I love soccer. Like that's what I'm going to do as a job, not play, but analyze it. But like I still went to their concerts, and I was like this is what I want to do. And then I got a job at campus at school, and I was like, well, this is taking up a lot of my time as well, so I can't do all of these things. Like I need to pick something, and acapella was later at night. So there really was like that was my choice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm back to acapella.
Yeah, and you bring up like Pitch Perfect and the competitions. Can you take us into that a little more? Like an acapella competition.
So for quarterfinals, you have to submit a video, basically just to show like, yeah, we can sing. And then, oh my God, we compete against 9 other schools. There's usually schools in Boston. We went to Boston my freshman year. It was kids from Berkeley, kids from like BU, and I was like, these kids all major in music. None of us major in music. So this is going to be hard. And we still placed 3rd, which I think we were robbed because like people, so there's judges, right?
Yeah.
There's can be 3 to 5 judges, I think. And they take out your highest score and your lowest score. So it's the most balanced. And most of the judges were from BU or Boston. So I was like, this is rigged. I'm not gonna lie, this feels a little rigged, but we still got 3rd, which like I'm so happy about. And I actually got a duet with my friend George in the first ICCAs, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. Like this is so crazy. And then, well, the practice I talked to you or that I said, that happens at the end of Christmas break. That's called boot camp. So that's like where you go through all the motions, basically just like hunker down and hammer through all of the stuff you have to do, because we basically perfect the music and learn it and all of the choreography in those 5 days, and it's absurd.
Yeah,
like,
I bet.
It's a lot. So yeah, we go against 9 other teams. You get there and you each get like a classroom, and that's where you like get ready and everything. Obviously, like you're not all changing in the same room, like you go to the bathroom and everything. But it was really fun. This year I brought my Switch and we played Wii Sports. Calm the nerves down a little bit. But yeah, and there's an MC and everything. You pick out of a hat, or your president picks out of a hat, each president from each group, and that's how you determine the lineup. And we've been very lucky because The way that they judge, I don't know if this is 100% accurate. I
Okay.
could just be like spitballing random things. But the first half, so before intermission, that's kind of grouped together, and they like throw away the ones they don't like and keep the ones they do. And then the second half is paired together. So it's really hard to go at like the end of the first half or the end of the second half. In my 2 years, I've gotten right after intermission. So that was perfect. So like if there's a bad first half, like we are the ones that bring up the energy and do things like that. So been very lucky. And then there is a person that like performs or does stuff while the judges are finishing up their scores, and they judge it off obviously vocal, they judge it off cohesiveness, like how the set looks, because you come up with a theme as well. The first year I completely forget our theme, but my third year this year, the theme was our last 10 minutes on Earth, because the set has to be 10 minutes. If you go over, they dock you points. And yeah, but it was our last 10 minutes on Earth. So our first song was oh my god, I'm thinking the beginning of the end. So obviously the beginning of our last 10 minutes on Earth. And Maddie Suck, she had a solo. She did amazing. She did amazing. Basically the point of that was she's the only one who doesn't know that the world's gonna end, and we've all accepted it. So we're trying to like scare her into like being like, yeah, the world's gonna end, like you have to accept that. And then the second song, usually you have your ballad as a second song, so like the slow powerful song. It's almost like the gut-wrenching song, like the sad heartbreaker songs. That was our second song. We actually switched it up, and that was our last song. So our second song was like an upbeat, and it was, oh my god, we called it OOT. We had a bunch of like acronyms, abbreviations. Like beginning of the end was boat, and then OOT was out of time. So basically it was just like a fun song. We're all having fun, like at a time. Just like if you want, like it's on the Legends YouTube. So just like I can do as much explaining as I want, but if you want to go watch it, like just go watch it. I'm not gonna perform it for you or anything, but yeah, Becca Hyuk did that. That solo, she did amazing as well. And then there's another Rocco in the group, and he did As the World Caves In, which is like, as the earth burns to the ground, oh girl, it's you. That was our last song. That was our ballad. It's really powerful. It's like it was just such a heart-wrenching song. And then it ends and we're all frozen, and he's looking up at the sky, and like that's when like the world ends. And yeah, that was our set. Then every group comes on stage, and there's a bunch of awards. We got best beatboxer, so best vocal percussionist, Jake McCarthy. He's insane. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if we're gonna find another person like him next year because he's a senior. But we also got best soloist, which was Rocco, because he's insane as well, obviously, because he got best soloist. But and there's also things like best choreography, which we got voted on, but we didn't get the most votes. So we didn't get, sadly. But yeah, I thought the choreo, I'm a little biased, but I was like, this choreo is like, this is amazing. It's like better than anything I've ever done before, because it was so intricate and so just like captivating to watch. But yeah, and then usually the more awards you get, the better chance you have of getting like first or second, and first or second is what moves you on to semis. Third and lower, nothing, but you still place if you're in third. So like my freshman year, we placed, but we didn't move on. And then semis is the first team, and then go into finals, and then 2 and 3 you get like put in a wild card, so you can get like drawn out of a hat. And yeah, I feel like I'm just joking at this point.
I mean, that's fascinating, because I know you did theater, so it's kind of like telling a story through song. So it's kind of like musical theater.
Yeah, I definitely put on my acting chops and my theater performance to do all that stuff.
Yeah, and this is storytelling, and kind of speaking of storytelling, interviews are stories. So I'd like to ask you, what do you look for as a journalism student in conducting an interview?
Yeah, kind of what you're doing right now, I guess. But I don't know what I like to do. I like to record more than write, solely so that I can like pick little things out, and if I can do a follow-up interview about things that I heard that I want to hear more of. Yeah, but I just really like to like listen and really connect with the person, because if you just go right into the questions, they're obviously not going to be very comfortable with you and like things like that. But obviously we're friends, so it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
But if you're just interviewing like a random person, it can be awkward when someone comes up to you with like a mic or something and it's like, answer these questions, please. And like they're just, sometimes they just want to milk you for a response and then leave. But like when I interview someone, I want to get to know them. Like I want to have a conversation. Like sometimes I won't even like ask to interview them right away. I'll just get to know them. If like I feel like they'd be a good person to talk to about the certain subject, I'll talk to them before I really like, hey, like, can I interview about this? Can I interview you about this? I just go up to them and like, hey, how was your day? Things like that. I always say things of that nature. It's just like such a broad term, but it's like how are you doing? Like, how is everything? Like if they're in college, they'll be like, what class are you taking? What's your major? Which are like the broad generic questions. But if you like see something on them that you like their clothing, like I'm wearing some lemon peppa steppas right now. I was like, oh, I really like those. Like, tell me more about it. Like, do you enjoy clothing, things like that? I talk to them, like get space for it. And like you could even, I don't know, I'm just speaking right now, but yeah, I get to know them before I can ask questions, because at the end of the day, you want to make them feel comfortable and you want them to open up to you to tell a good story. Because if you're just milking them for a question, then they might not answer the question to the best of their ability. Obviously, someone who wants to talk will give you a good answer, but for the people who you may think like have a good story but are shy people and don't want to talk, like that's the moment where you should get to know them before like coercing them, bombarding them with random questions. Yeah,
and that echoes what I've heard from other journalism students as well, kind of being like building like an interpersonal connection with them, and then going into an interview, so kind of just like building a rapport and kind of using that to go in. It's almost like sales now that I think about it. Like I know because I've been in like marketing classes, and they're like, say something nice about someone, like something they're wearing, and then try to sell them the thing. So it's interesting how there's always that overlap. It's just like trying to reach people.
And I know sales, like you're like trying to get them to buy something, and like I don't know how it is with like all journalists, like they just want to get a story or something, but like there's no reason to use people. There should there should always be a point in talking to that person, because like no one likes to be used. That's a terrible thing to do. So yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I had something in my mind, but it just
you're
flew
cooking.
away.
You're cooking.
Yeah, I'm cooking. Yeah.
You get the good story out of them, but also just being able to reach them and then get their authentic selves.
Yeah. Because if you get their authentic self, then like you're able to reach out to more questions, and if they trust you, because the point is not just to tell a story, it's to like give people the true facts and the real information of something. Like there shouldn't be a bias in what you're doing. You should just be doing it because you want people to recognize the truth, whether it's good or bad. And you can, like, if you create that personal connection with them, you can follow up with them. You can like talk to them like a normal person, and it just makes the overall process so much easier and better.
Deep
coming from the heart. Like, yeah, I like to get deep sometimes, but like then it's just like so soulful and like
to get into something else. You and I know each other because we're coworkers at Quinnipiac Productions, a production house here at our school. So basically, we help make social media content for the Quinnipiac University, to put things simply. So tell us about your experience there and kind of like what led you there.
I was working at the rec center. I was working at the gym, and how did I get the job? How did I get the job? Every day I'm like, because I'm a journalism student. I'm like, do I know anything about marketing? Like, why am I doing this job? Not why am I doing this job? I love the job, but I'm like, I have no prior experience with doing any of these sort of things. How did I get the job? Convince myself like I'm a personality hire or something. But I was in, I think it was a Com 201 class. It was just like a class to teach you about the real world and like figuring out internships and answering questions, things like that. And Sarah, who we are working with, she like announced to the class, she's like, if anyone like wants to do this job, I don't know how she explained it. It was a year ago, and I'm not good at remembering things, like the niche things I remember, which is random. But she's like, anyone want a job? And I was like, I want a job, because I'm like, I want something that pertains more to like what I want to do in the future. She's like, okay, like what do you like to do and things like that. And I was like, oh, this. I said like photos. So she's like, oh, there's a photographer, and I don't know how to take photos. I just like to take photos. I'm not very good at it, but I was like, yeah, I like photos. But I signed up for the AP, which is assistant producer. So like I'm not doing photos. And I got the job, which is great. And I came in, she's like, why are you in this area? And I was like, it looked more intriguing. I don't know. But yeah, it's been super fun. I love the job. I'm just doing a bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing speed tours. I'm running around everywhere, just jumping over things, having fun. So yeah, that's how I got into that.
Yeah, and Sarah is episode 43 guest.
Episode 43. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that up here. So like what's your kind of like, what has the job taught you so far, you would say?
Definitely just talking to people. It gets a lot easier the more you do it, because I'm filming in our school and a lot of people don't know why I'm running around randomly and doing things like that.
While I film you.
Yeah, why you film me? Just like, hey guys, I'm going to be screaming and jumping over tables for like the next hour and a half. It's all normal. Just like, please don't react. Oh, no, react weird, but
not
don't
too
be
weird.
Like, who is this? What is this guy doing? Get out of here.
And to explain a speed tour is basically like you running through one of the buildings here at Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
Giving people a tour for social media content.
Yeah.
But it's like fast and frantic. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the guy who like does schools and things? And he's like, speed tour. And he's like, this is the garage. Things like that. Yeah. We got it from him because we were like, oh, that's cool. Maybe we'll tour Quinnipiac like that. And we did. We did. We do the student center. And yeah, it's all one take, no cuts. You sprint around. A camera follows you. The camera man is dying just as much as the person who is doing the speed tour, because you're sprinting all around the school. And again, one take. So if you mess one thing up, you have to go back from the beginning. I remember like, because it's so awkward the first time you do it. You're like, I really don't want anyone to see me screaming speed tour, and then like sprinting at them and then running through. Luckily, like I saw my friends while I was running, so I just like I made a gag out of it. But yeah, that's what I've learned to like run really fast, but I learned how to like talk to people, be like, hey, like I'm doing this, do you want to? And then we also did like man on the street MOS interviews, like, hey guys, would you like to answer these questions, because I did like the Gen Z edit we also did. That was the beginning of the year. I totally forget about it. It feels like so long ago.
I know.
But I had to like walk up to people, be like, hey, what is this table about? I feel so bad because people gave me such great answers, and then it was actually supposed to be a jok, and then
which I was also filming you for.
Which you're also filming before. And I was like, oh my god, this is, well, it's not terrible, but like these people are put their heart and souls into these questions, and then I'm just gonna make a mockery out of it. I don't want to do it. Yeah, it's gonna be brain rot. I don't want to do this anymore. No, but like, yeah, I felt so bad because I was sitting talking to people for like 5-10 minutes, and I'm only going to use the part where they mess up. Like, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
That's an interesting part of our job, is that we have to sometimes go up to people and ask them if they want to be on camera for something. And it's always like the awkward, like, hey.
Yeah, hey, would you like to participate in this video?
This video for the school? And you have to explain a million different things. Like,
we're with the marketing communications team. Quinnipiac, you don't know what Quinnipiac Productions is? It's marketing for a school. Yeah.
And this opportunity being at Quinnipiac Productions is also leading you to the game form, if you don't mind explaining a bit about that.
Peter, our boss, called me into the room, and I was like, I'm in trouble. This is gonna be fun. He's like, Rocco, Rocco, could you come here for a minute? And I was like, no, like, I don't wanna. It's scary. But he's like, would you like to host the biggest student-run business event? And I was like, what? Like, okay, if you want me to, like, if you trust me enough to do it, I guess I'll do it.
Because it's a financial conference, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's business, financial. I really don't know what it is because I'm just hosting it, and then there's a script and everything. You learn it, and I was like, whoa, this is not out of my pay grades. Nothing's out of my pay. No. But yeah, I was like, this is a lot, and I don't know anything about business, so I'm just gonna be memorizing a script, and Mila's doing it with me, so that's cool. Mila was also on this. But yeah, he asked me and Mila, and we're like, yeah, why not? Because me and Mila are both theater kids, so we're just like, yeah, we'll just like act. Yeah. Because we like to do that. Basically, we're going to New York City, going to Manhattan for the 2nd and 3rd of April, and we got a script. We're hosting the thing, so what MCs do. First off, this might sound stupid, but I did not know MC was not like M and C. It's like an actual word.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, that's weird.
Not an abbreviation.
It's not an abbreviation for anything. It's MC.
MC.
It's like EM and then CEE. And I was like, you're telling me that's a word? Like,
I thought it was like a title, like an
like an
title.
M.C. type of thing. And I was like,
Wow.
what the flip? That's weird. I didn't like that. It just looked really weird because it was like big M, big C, and then just like a bunch of E's next to them. And I was like, that looks weird, but I guess I'm an MC.
Yeah.
Mila just gonna be hosting a 2-day event, which is crazy because I never thought I'd be doing something like that, but I guess this is the job and doing random things. But yeah, I'm just gonna be hosting a business event. The first day is a lot, I wouldn't say a lot more lax because it's like a business event with like a bunch of millionaires there, but but we wear business casual clothes on the first day, and then the second day is when we go up, host, talk about a bunch of people who are going to be talking. Basically, we're hype men, so we're like, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's go. Let's do this, come on. And we're like, where are you guys from? I heard like, and we know like, what is it? Like we know like the schools who have been here from the very beginning. So we're like, is this school here? Is this school here? Like Manhattan, where are you guys? And things like that. Obviously numbers update every year. So that's a little different. But yeah, we know the schools with like the most people attending, things like that. And yeah,
awesome.
That's kind of just what it is. And then we get to roam about New York City for like the rest of the day after we host.
Yeah. Awesome. And I'm sure it'll be a great networking opportunity. I know you're in the journalism world, but still being able to
like
to
anyone I could talk to.
Yeah, get
cool.
to maybe do some interviews, get some personal experience, and just being able to put that on your resume. You were able to host this conference and be able to interact with all of these people. Yeah,
because it sounds cool. So it could be like the biggest student-run business event in the world. I hosted that. Like, hire me now.
In the Big Apple,
In the Big Apple, yeah. But yeah, it sounds really cool. Put it on my resume. Why not? It sounds like fun. Just memorize the scripts, go off the cuff a little bit, improvise.
Okay. Yeah.
This is coming out after. I didn't improvise one bit. It was all stick to the script. I followed it.
Okay. For the record,
I followed it. Nothing was improvised at all. Yeah.
And you got into it earlier, but you have a big passion for soccer and basketball. So how about you tell us a bit about that? Because I always see on your story, your Instagram story, you post and stuff about soccer.
I'm constantly in the trenches posting stuff because sometimes my teams don't play good, so I get very upset.
So the world has to know.
The world has to know my pain, basically. Yeah. If you watch Naruto, the world shall know pain.
Yes.
But yeah, I post about stuff all the time. I grew up, so I'm Italian. I'm half Italian. Both my grandparents off the boat. Well, my grandmother off the boat, my grandfather off a plane. I guess he was a little bit more bougie than my grandfather.
Yeah.
But yeah. And got here, got a job, family, stuff like that. Met each other here, but both came from Italy. So you think like I'm Italian, my family's like obsessed with soccer. My family, I don't say this to be mean to them, but I feel like my family got like a bit Americanized. Because like I swear they don't like anything. Well, that's a lie. They like food and things like that, and they're like loud, like normal, like Italians from America, but not from America, but like migrated to America. But like they don't like soccer. They and I was like, guys, what's going on? Like I grew up in like a real strict basketball family, and that was like I grew up in a really small area, like Brunswick. The town of Brunswick was really small. I graduated with like 86 kids, so like everyone knew each other. Everyone knew each other in the town. And my dad went to the same school, and he was like pretty decent at basketball. So like, and the teachers were all young when he was getting taught, and now they're still teaching me, but they were just older now. So like they know me because they knew my dad, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be great at basketball." And I was like, "Shut up! Stop basing me on my dad." But
Bronny James.
Yeah, I'm Bronny James right here. God. Yeah, not going to the league, but yeah, I was like, so my dad had 3 sisters, has 3 sisters. They're all still with us, thankfully. But I have 2 other boy cousins, and then I have 2 older sisters, and then 2 younger girl cousins, and my 2 boy cousins, Zachary and Adam, they like kept on with basketball, and they also did like football and baseball, and I was the only guy who stuck with soccer. So like, I guess I was the only one who followed my bloodline. God. But yeah, I did soccer all throughout high school. Loved it, enjoyed it. I did basketball as well. And yeah, I don't know. I loved basketball growing up, but I found like my own passion for soccer since I was like the only one in my family doing it. So it felt like I was doing my own thing. So I think I loved that a little bit more. And also like, as I said, like my dad was like the name heard around the world when I was younger, and I was like, shut up about him. Like I don't want to hear about it. So that was like a little more pressure for basketball. So I think that's why I like soccer more, just because like gave me like a broader range to just like I'm gonna do my own thing. But yeah, and then I love watching soccer. Obviously, I love Napoli. That's my team from Italy, and it's really funny because like Italian teams weren't really broadcast on TV because I don't know what the deal with that is, but so I loved Napoli, but I couldn't watch them, and the only league that was televised was the English league, the Premier League. So I was like, okay, I'll just like watch one of these teams for the time being, and I picked Tottenham, and they're great, but they've never won trophies like past the 2000s. So I'm just like so sad. But I'm like, oh, I also like Napoli, but I'm not like, I only like Napoli when they're good, and then when Napoli's bad, I only like Tottenham when they're good. Like I love both teams, but yeah, I love both teams since I can't like leave one team and then join another team. I just love both teams, and I guess that's where that stems from.
And you're a Chicago Bulls fan?
I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. How'd you know that?
Your Instagram story.
Dude, my Instagram, yeah. I'm a Bulls fan. My dad, he was a Michael Jordan fan. I'm a little bandwagon. So I'm a UNC fan, and I'm a Bulls fan. So my dad got all the glory, and I'm now sitting in the slumps.
Yeah.
And they're bad now, which is not fun. It's terrible trade history, but yeah. And it's really funny because, so my girlfriend goes to Quinnipiac, Gabriella Pierce, amazing, on the acro and tumbling team. And she's actually from right outside Chicago. She's from a little suburb town, Elgin, Illinois. So, and I was like, I met her and I was like, what? Like you live in Chicago? Like the Bulls, like the team that I like since I was like 7 years old. That's like the place you go to. So like, oh, match made in heaven, I guess. I was like, no way, like, you are from where my favorite team is. So I visited her over New Year's, and we saw a Bulls game, and I was like, bucket list check. Like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever. And they played the Bucks, which is like kind of a rivalry since like Milwaukee's close to Illinois, things like that. And they won. And since like Giannis didn't play, that's why I think we won, because Giannis did not play, and he'd easily have like 30 bomb on us. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. Yeah, being in the United Center.
Interesting. And what positions did you play in soccer and basketball?
Soccer, I was a striker. I tried to score the most goals I can because that's the striker position. It's funny because when I was younger, like I still love the position, but I know like my body, I can't play. I'm just like strong and really fast. I'm not like very good with my feet or things like that. So that's why I like ended up playing striker. I wanted to play in the midfield, but I just wasn't technically gifted enough to do that. I also played winger just because I was fast. But yeah, winger, left back, and striker, which is what I played in soccer. And then basketball, had an early growth spurt in like 7th or 8th grade. I grew like 8 or 9 inches over the summer. So I went from like 5'3" to 5'10" to 5'11". And then I stayed that height, and I grew 2 or 3 more inches because I'm 6'1" now. And it was really funny. But my 2 cousins I talked about, Adam and Zachary. So Zachary's like 9 months older than me, so we're in the same grade. But our cousin, his brother, is 2 years younger than us. Yeah, he's a freshman in college. He goes to Alabama, which is really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's doing broadcasting as well because he wants to do like ESPN. He loves football and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very
great college to be at.
Yeah, literally just one of the best. Very, loves analytics, things like that. But I had like the earliest growth spurt, so I was 5'11", and my cousin Zachary was still like 5'2" until like 10th or 11th grade, and now he's 6'3", and I'm 6'1", so I'm the shortest out of the 3 of us because our little cousin Adam is 6'7", and I was like, oh, like that was quick. Why'd you get that tall that fast? Yeah, and I feel bad for him because like his knees hurt. Like he grew so extremely fast that like his body was like, stop, like give me a rest. But yeah, positions I played. Yeah, I grew tall early, so I was like a center, power forward, and then I slowly moved into a small forward, shooting guard position, kind of that slasher player. But it was really funny because I loved to pass, and I loved almost to like control the game a little bit. That's why I wanted to be in the midfield. But for basketball, I was originally point guard when we were all the same height. And then my cousin Zachary was the shooting guard, and I would literally just feed him the ball, and he'd just be chugging shots the whole game because we played together since we were like 5, 6, whatever it was. Yeah. And then it was great when it was me and Zachary's senior year, and Adam got pulled up to varsity, and we were able to finally like play a real game with him in sectionals, and that was the best thing ever because like playing with like all 3 of us, we've been playing together since we were super little, but we never played with Adam because he was younger than us. We just like play in our grandmother's backyard on the pavement, things like that. So like to get to play with him was so much fun. Yeah.
I feel like there's like a stylistic overlap with soccer and basketball. A lot of like crafty movements, passes, things like that. Yeah.
There's definitely a stylistic similarity between the 2. And I'm good at neither. good. I don't have like amazing technical ability in either, but like not like toot my own horn, but like I know the game like pretty well. So like, not that it's easy for me, but like that's where I kind of have the advantage. Like I know the game, so like people with like people with really good like dribbling techniques in soccer or basketball, like I was like study the player, I know like how they play and things like that because I love defending even though as a striker in soccer. Basketball, obviously I said like I don't score points, that was my cousin's job. I just passed to him, but I love defense and just like I used to wear like compression leggings under my shorts. They would we bought too many over the sole fact that there's just big holes in the knee portions because I would just be diving for the ball at all times. I just like, give me all the hustle points possible. And do you know what charges are in basketball?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'd get 1 or 2 at least every game. It's just like, I perfected. There's so many pictures of me like just falling over.
Taking one for the team.
Yeah, taking one for the team. But like, that's what I love because it's such like, it's great to be good at scoring and everything, but having that defensive presence and like almost being the momentum changer is just such a great feeling. And I love that, like, I know I'm not going to show up on the stat sheet very often, but like the fact that I'll watch a game and be like, yeah, like I was the one going for the rebounds or like the dirty plays. And
every team needs that.
Yeah.
Like Josh Hart. Or like, Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I'm a Josh Hart, Marcus Smart kind of player, basically. Yeah, I'm not going to show up on the stat sheet, but I will be running around for the next 40, 50 in-game because it takes forever. But yeah, I'll be running around for as long as I can.
Interesting. You said, this is just pure curiosity, you said you're a half Italian. What's your other half?
So my dad's 100% because both my grandparents are off the boat, off the plane. And my mom is French and Polish. So I don't personally like call I don't personally call like my grandparents on my mom's side, like they call it Meme and Pepe. That's French, I think. I could be butchering it. I'm sorry for all the French people watching. But
for Victor
Wembanyama, I'm sorry for butchering that. But I know like my cousins on my mom's side still call like their grandparents Meme and Pepe, but I guess I just like I was never called that, so they're just my grandma and grandpa. But yeah, French and Polish, because I think my grandmother is fully Polish and then my grandfather's fully French.
Awesome. I'm Italian and Polish as well.
Yeah, nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, it's cool to have that overlap, and we've been getting into stuff about you, so let's continue that. How about you tell us some like fun facts about yourself?
Oh my god, I don't know. I've told you a lot, so I'm gonna have to leave soon because I got nothing else in my tank. But I like to sing. I kind of just like, I'm so bad at sticking to one thing, doing one thing, because I'll just get heavily interested in one thing for 2 weeks and then leave it and totally forget about it. Over COVID, I tried skateboarding. And I was like, I loved it for months, and then I just dropped it because I was like, I might get injured. Because I was like, you go back in the basketball season because it was my senior year coming back from COVID, and soccer as well. So I dropped skateboarding, but I love skateboarding. I still watch like skateboarding videos and stuff like that. I loved drawing when I was a kid. I still love music. I play the guitar. I can clap with one hand. That's always like the fun fact. That's my fun fact always. Whoa. Like I can clap with one hand, and people are like, how do you do that? And then like I have to teach them, but they can't do it because like my fingers just like, I don't know how to teach that. I don't know even how I learned it. I just like I did it one day. But yeah, I like anime, I like superheroes, I like movies, I like doing theater. I was in a small school, so like it was really random, or not random, but like everyone would do multiple sports, but like no one would cross over from like music into sports all the time. And it was really funny because like all of my friends, this is gonna sound so corny when I say it, but like they'd call me Troy Bolton because it'd be like basketball by day and theater by night. Like he's leaving the team, and it was funny. But what did I do? I did Wizard of Oz in 7th grade. I was a scarecrow, and then 8th grade I did Damn Yankees. Completely forget that play. I was just one of the baseball players because it was like a high school play. They just needed people, and then. We were supposed to do Rock of Ages. I don't know if you know Rock of Ages. I didn't know Rock of Ages when I was doing it. I was just like, that's cool. I was supposed to be Drew and then got cut short by COVID. And then we did Cinderella my senior year, and I was the prince. So yeah, I did theater, and I don't know, I like to act. It's theater, but yeah, it's just a bunch of like random stuff that I'd get. Like obsessed with and then drop. I did snowboarding in 6th grade, but then I couldn't do it because it was the same time as basketball, so I had to drop that. I want to pick that up, but it's so expensive.
Yeah. I mean, at our age, there's a lot of like things you could just like hobbies you can just start. And then
Yeah.
it's always good to just try new things. And
Yeah.
you talk about liking acting. So like, what's one thing you love and one thing you strongly dislike?
In acting or just in general?
Just in general.
In life, I love my girlfriend. I love Gabby. That's like a given. But yeah, I love her to bits. She's great. She's amazing. And love. I don't know. I said like superheroes. Grew up with like since like every kid ever. I grew up with Spider-Man. If we're trying to tie into like the acting world, I love Andrew Garfield. He's my favorite. Obviously, he was like the Spider-Man when I was growing up. 2012. So I was like 8, so it was prime time. I don't know. I'm doing the math quickly. I might have been 8. I might be lying. I'm not lying, but yeah. I loved him. I loved like Tick Tick Boom, all of that stuff. Oh my God. What else do I love? I said I love Spider-Man. Yeah. I love the color green, which, yeah. If you can't tell.
Yeah.
It's really funny on the days where I decide to wear all of my green stuff. I look like a cartoon character because I'm just wearing like normal blue jeans and I'm wearing like green socks, green shoes, my water bottle's green, my sweater's green, my like backpack is green, and then it's just like you don't have to be doing all of that. You know that, right? But yeah, things I hate, wind. I hate the wind. Pisses me off.
It's not cold, it's the wind that gets you.
It's not cold. That's such a true statement because it'll be like 19 degrees. Like where I'm from, it either gets like super duper cold and it'll always snow, or like it'll be 60 on Christmas, which isn't fun. But it's always windy and I hate it, especially like since I have curly hair. It's not enjoyable.
Messes up the flow.
No, it's just like my hair just like gets so frizzy and in my eyes, and it pisses me off because I'm just walking to class and I'm like, if the wind wasn't here, like it would be a fine walk.
Messing up my fit.
Messing up my fit. Yeah. I literally like the only thing I hate is the wind. Yeah. And I guess what else I hate just like stems from the wind.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the beach all that much solely because it's so windy on the beach and it's like 10, 15 degrees cooler on the beach because of the wind. Then yeah. That's what I hate.
So as you enter your nonchalant era,
So enter my nonchalant era.
I'd like to ask you, what are some of your hopes and dreams professionally or in
Hopes
general?
and dreams, astronaut probably, I'd say. Mars, duh. Hopes and dreams. I always say this because I think it sounds cool, but it's also like true. Like when I'm in a class, they're like, "What do you want to like? What are your plans? What are your dreams?" Basically, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds really cool," and like I bet it'll make a statement in the classroom. No, but like it's completely true in that I want to work for CBS Sports because that's where they do the Serie A, which is the Italian league. I want to be sitting next to Marco Messina and Mike Grella, which are the analysts that sit at the broadcasters table during halftime on like the weekdays, just like deep diving into Italian soccer. And like I've tried, I'm not too good at it because it's like hard. But I started like a YouTube channel just like to get better at just doing that type of thing, talking to a camera. It's so hard when like you're not talking to a person, you're just directly to a camera. And I have questions, but I always just go off on a tangent and then it's like, what am I talking about? I'm glad I can like edit it together to make it sound normal, but they're like 30-minute videos and they're not 30 minutes when I post them. They're like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, Marco Messina is a guy who I've been following for quite a while. He's obviously like the broadcast analyst for CBS, and he mainly does the Italian league because he's Italian as well. And he has this podcast called the Italian Football Podcast, and it's like the coolest thing ever. He just talks with his friends about Italian soccer, and I think that's great. And I just want to be sitting next to them one day, just talking to them about stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad it's cool that you have like a very clear vision, and I'd recommend while you're still here, I don't know if you are already like getting involved in like broadcasting in any way you can with like like Q30 or QBSN or something like that. Organizations here at the school that cover sports to explain that. So I would recommend, but I love that you have like such a
Yeah, I'm trying
clear
to
thing
trying to
that you
hone
see.
in, because like
Yeah.
at first I told you I was going in for theater, like I want to be an actor, and I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those skills always cross over, being able to present yourself, like with game form, like hosting that,
Yeah.
and hosting other things, like with Quinnipiac Productions, and then bringing that over into something like broadcasting, where you big personalities.
Yeah.
persevere.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it kind of just all ties together, just
Mm.
like speaking, like being able to talk to people, create a connection, and yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you told me you love Spider-Man, so let
Do love Spider-Man.
how about
My
you-
God.
give us your favorite movies.
My favorite movies?
Yeah.
Ooh, can we talk about movies?
Yes, we can talk about
Dude,
movies.
oh my God. Oh my God. Did you see the new Fantastic Four trailer?
I have, yes.
Oh my God, Ben Grimm looks so good.
So here's the thing.
Have you been playing Marvel Rivals?
I have not, no.
Oh my God, Bean, have you been playing Marvel Rivals? Oh my God, guys.
He shook his head no.
No, I know, I'm looking at him.
No, I said that for the people.
He shook his head. No. Oh my God, Marvel Rivals is great if you ever want to play it. But it's basically like Overwatch, but it's all Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited for James Gunn to take over the DCU. That is my most favorite thing in the world, because none of the Guardians, like, if the worst movie he puts out for the DCU is comparable to like the worst thing he's done at the MCU, which is probably Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we're in such a good place, because that was still an amazing movie. It's just not nearly as good as 1 and 3, which 3 I want to watch again just so I can cry, because Rocket Raccoon, like one of my favorite MCU characters and one of my favorite Marvel characters. Oh my God, that is so sad. And like the first one was literally perfect, and I watched it the other day with Gabriella, and it's like I loved it. And it's so sad when like, and I love that things like connect to each other. When Rocket gets drunk in like a fight scene,
Yeah.
and he's like, I was torn apart and put back together so many times, and then Quill's like, what are you talking about, Rocket? And then you realize like, oh my God, like he's been through so much, and like he lost his loved ones and like all his favorite animals and like stuff. You find out in the third one. But favorite movies, oh my God. If we're doing MCU, I'll say Winter Soldier has the best fight choreography. I love Cap. I love him to bits and pieces, solely for the fact that like he doesn't care. Not he doesn't care, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like
He has like principles.
yeah, he
and
sticks to his
integrity.
principles and his standards. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to get political or anything. No, but like, seriously, like he's not for the government. He's for the people.
Yeah.
Like, and Winter Soldier is like a perfect comparison of that. And the speech he gives at the end when like he's like, Hydra's corrupt. Like, if you want to believe one thing, like so and so. I watched the clip of him speaking like this morning, and I'm forgetting it already. But
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
yeah, just oh my God, and it's perfect. And then I'll have to say, just Amazing Spider-Man. It was my childhood. I loved Amazing Spider-Man too, but I don't know why. I love the suit, and it's a lot more colorful and vibrant, which is what Spider-Man's supposed to be. But something about one, just the storyline and also the cinematography on both of them, they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I know the script wasn't the best on the second one, and like too many villains, which you still could have done it, but they just did it in the wrong way. Just stare at the camera. But yeah, I love one. And then Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
I'll give that. It's literally just going to be Andrew Garfield films. Like Tick Tick Boom's Social Network. I love Princess and the Frog. That's my favorite Disney movie.
Interesting.
And then, is it Princess and the Frog? Princess and the Frog are like Aladdin, probably. And then Pixar, Incredibles, superheroes, duh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Incredibles 3 is coming out soon. Hey Ryan, what do you think about Incredibles 3? Well, yeah. What are your thoughts on Incredibles 3? Do you like
thoughts on Incredibles 3?
Yeah, do you think it's like a good idea for them to release the third one? Or is it kind of like over the franchise of Incredibles?
I think if they could do something interesting, like if the kids are growing up,
Yeah,
or
I've been
they
seeing
have
it a
kids
lot.
of their own.
Yeah, I've been seeing a
So
lot about that. That'd be
you
really
could
cool.
like continue like seeing like the Incredibles into like different generations.
What do you think of the DCU? Like,
I think of the DCU.
do you think that's going to be a good introduction.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Gunn. I've always thought James Gunn's an interesting director for Superman because he thrives on making movies about lesser known characters that he can kind of like lesser known characters that he can build up and
Pump
make
up,
people
yeah.
love. So it's
Yeah.
interesting he takes the biggest A-list superhero or one of them.
Yeah.
And
No,
makes a movie
he's
about
the
him.
biggest.
Probably
That's
biggest.
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes the biggest A-list superhero to make a movie. So it's an interesting change of pace for James Gunn.
Yeah.
And seeing the Superman trailer, he definitely has the energy and the spirit down. So I'm curious to see what he does with that and like what their Batman looks like, if Robert Pattinson's Batman crosses over, etc. You don't think so?
I don't want that. Yeah. Way too grounded. I can't wait for like a Batman with the white eyes to just be coming in with a cape and he looks like a bat and the cape is rather than like behind him, the cape is over his shoulders and he's
like
just
Dracula.
like like Dracula and he's just like the scene when in the first Batman where Robert Pattinson comes out of, like the elevator and it's like flashing because of the guns firing.
Yeah.
And he's like
Yeah.
like he moves like so slick.
Yeah.
I think that would be perfect. And if like it's over the shoulders and it's just like you can see the little yellow in the bat symbol, it's just flying. But I'm super excited personally because like you said, like it's an A-list superhero, but also what James Gunn does perfectly is create like the personal aspect and the hopefulness, and that's exactly what you want for Superman. Like Man of Steel was great. Henry Cavill was an amazing Superman. I'm so sad that Henry Cavill wasn't able to continue, and also like I'm annoyed that Zack Snyder chose to do those movies because we haven't got a hopeful Superman since oh my god,
like Christopher
Reeves. I was like, I'm forgetting his name, and that's terrible because he's literally the perfect iteration of Superman. But I think David Cornsweet looks amazing because he's like 270 and 6'4".
Yeah.
He's gonna be Superman.
And you got Nicholas Hoult bald maxing as Lex Luthor.
He's literally perfect. He's
so
a small bald
bald
man, and that's literally what Lex Luthor is. He's
like,
a guy
so
in a suit.
angry and bald.
That's perfect. That is Lex Luthor in a nutshell. He's angry and bald, and literally just hates that Superman is better than him.
Like Kendrick Lamar just won a ton of Grammys. It's a hater's
It's
world.
a hater's world, and I
Luthor.
can't wait for July because it's like primetime movies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's perfect. When the kid in the trailer for Superman holds up that flag, I was like, oh my god, we got it good. We got a good Superman. I'm so excited. Yeah, and then the Thing.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I do have a hot take.
Hit me.
I prefer Guardians of the Galaxy 2 over the original.
Why?
And the third. I just think it gets deeper into the characters.
Really? You think so as well, Bean?
Yeah, I know Alex Bean's a big Guardians of the Galaxy 2 fan.
Really?
I think Guardians of the Galaxy it's a perfect introduction to the characters, but the villain's very bland. Where on the contrary, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Ego, there's a lot more to him and his depth with Peter, and I just think it explores the characters deeper. It's almost like I feel a similar-ish thing with Age of Ultron versus the original Avengers.
I love Age of Ultron.
Where it goes deeper into the Avengers, where it's like the Avengers is the perfect setup for the Avengers, but then the sequel allowed to go deeper into them. So sequels kind of have that advantage.
Yeah, out there, that's the end game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could be here for hours talking about this. Oh my god. But yeah, I'll agree with you. Like, I think it's the perfect introduction. That's probably why it's held to a higher regard than the second one, because some people like just solely like the action and like finding out about these characters, but they don't want to do those deep dives. So I totally like understand and get and like possibly agree with like where you're coming from. And Age of Ultron, they should have kept Ultron. I'm so like perfect death. He's metal and a like Jarvis. So
my
he's
favorite
not real.
MCU scene is him and Vision.
Oh yeah, and talking
sequence.
in the end.
I was born yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. They should have kept him as a villain because he was amazing and perfect. I don't like when they, obviously for movie purposes, it's like a lot easier. But if you want to keep like a good continuity, I feel like you need to like keep these. Well, they probably have to like actors are constantly on a
Yeah,
payroll
yeah.
and they don't have enough money for that, which is a
Mm.
lie because it's Disney, so they have enough money for that. But they should have kept Ultron.
Mm.
Oh my god, because he could, like the big characters in or the big villains in the movies that lead up to the biggest villain, like Thanos,
Mm.
and they come back and take like a smaller role
Yeah.
that they could do so much,
Mm.
and it could be like such a brilliant way to connect
Like
them.
Red Skull returning as the
Yeah,
keeper
like
of
Red
the-
Skull and things like that. I think, I don't know, just some more like comic book continuity.
Yeah.
But it's obviously difficult because they're people and they're gonna age. So
Mm.
yeah,
That's a good point.
That's
Yeah,
my take on
Ultron
that
and-
because I would love for Ultron to come back because he's so
Yeah.
cool.
And that's another thing with sequels when they kind of approach the inner lives of characters. They're also susceptible to creating something that mainstream audiences don't like as much.
Yeah.
Because it's more character focused. So that's when like I feel like a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where it's not received as well, but it's a better would be considered
like
a
quote
better
unquote
film
because of the plot and because of like
yeah.
the depth.
So there's those slippery slopes that sequels can get into, and of course, like with Superman, we're being introduced to Superman, so it'll be interesting when like if we're able to see a Superman 2, and then if James Gunn gets another sequel opportunity with that,
Yeah.
we'll see as the DCU continues. And overall, Rocco, I want to thank you so much for coming on here.
Of course, man. Oh my god, a dream come true. I was so excited. You texted me, he's like, want to be in the Zicast? And I was like, yeah, I want to be in the Zicast. What are you talking about? I've been waiting 60 episodes for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great. This is amazing, man. Thank
Yeah,
you for
it's
having
awesome.
me.
Yeah, you always bring the charm and the big energy, and it's always
Try my
fun.
best, I guess.
Always fun going on shoots with you and getting to hang around with you at work and get to learn from you. So
Yeah, of
thank
course,
you so much
man.
for being here. Yeah.
Thank you. I
course.
appreciate it.
Of course, thank you. And as always, this is Ryan Zayaks with the Zicast, where everyone has a story. Signing off. Thank you so much for watching.